Welcome everyone to the Firing the Man podcast. Today we have a very exciting topic. Last week Ken texted me that he had found a new way to get free Amazon ads. In a recent mastermind, Ken showed me a spreadsheet that showed him getting over 1 million impressions. And the exciting part about this is they were all free. Now Ken, let's dive right in.
Yeah, absolutely, David. So this is, I'm excited to share with the audience today. I'm a little under the weather, I have the flu, but you know what, damn it, I'm excited. It doesn't come very often where you get free stuff, right? Especially from Amazon. So, like David mentioned, there's a beta program, it's called Amazon Posts, and it works on the mobile feed. And, it's essentially Amazon's intro into, they want brands to come onto their platform and do their social media sharing. It's kind of that intro beta program. So this is a time-sensitive program, and we're taping this podcast January 25th. So it's something you're going to want to go and get into right now because it's time-sensitive, and we don't know when it's going to expire. So yeah, getting right into it. Post it's a browse and discovery experience on Amazon. It's focused on brand shopping, and Post it helps shoppers discover new products and see what's out there from brands. And like I said, it only works on the mobile, and it's towards the bottom of the feeds. You can include category tags and related categories. So those are the posts that it's in. Now backing up, so who can participate in the post beta? You have to be either a vendor or a seller enrolled in Amazon brand registry and have a U.S. store. So if you have brand registry in the U.S. and .com, Amazon.com, you're covered, right? The URL, it's advertising.amazon.com/LP/beta-posts, and it'll be in our show notes. So if you're driving, don't write that down, don't pull over, don't crash, just go to firingtheman.com, look up episode 8, look at our show notes, it's in there for you. So a couple of the details. Right now Post is free to participate in, right? So this is, like I said, it's time sensitive, and it's they can be accessed on mobile only. So why is Amazon doing this, and why should you do this? Well, free advertising. Who doesn't want free advertising, right? Like, not a lot of stuff on Amazon is free, right? So you want to take advantage of this. Like I said, it's a time sensitive beta program, and we spend thousands of dollars in pay-per-click PPC, right, to get ads in front of shoppers, right? So what Post does is it puts ads in front of shoppers on a mobile feed so they can browse through categories, right? So we're kind of getting into how to create these. It's essentially, and another tip, for brand creators, you should be creating social media images, putting them on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Pinterest, whatever social media platforms you use for your brand. You can repurpose those, and essentially you repurpose those, you put a little bit of ad copy in there, and you submit it in, and Amazon takes those, and they go through an approval process. And if you want to share with the audience kind of your experience with the approval process.
Yeah, absolutely. So I would, if you are approved for Amazon Posts, I would encourage you to read the directions. I was so excited about it, I jumped right into it. And my first post was, I was looking for a picture, and I thought, what better picture than my hero image that I use for the main image on one of my listings. Great photo, put a lot of time and effort into making that look nice, so I thought that'd be my first post. That post got denied. Unfortunately, you cannot use photos from your listing. And so when you mentioned coming up with unique photos, maybe from your Instagram or your Facebook accounts, those are the ones that you're going to want to use first. So the second mistake that I made was I posed a question to the user. It was, are you tired of dirty fill in the blank? And there was something in the Amazon Post rules that don't allow you to use personal references like that, like you, your. And so the way I had my sentence structure on this post set up was not in line with the terms of service, and so that one got denied. So I have since read the directions and have made more posts and am now getting free impressions. But I would encourage you to just read the rules. Don't make the same mistakes that I made.
No, that's great, David. And yeah, you're like me, we just jump in and we dive right in and we test things out, and that's how you figure everything out is by testing, right? So yeah, there is an approval process. So, but if whatever you're posting on your social media channels, it's likely going to get approved. But like David mentioned, go in and on the main page on the Amazon post, it has all the rules and what you can and cannot do. And also it could be a testing phase of applying for a couple and getting approved and not, So a little bit about the nuts and bolts of kind of the back end of this and where it's going, and then we'll follow up with some pro tips on what's working for me right now in my brand and how to take advantage of that right now, So, post it, it's there, and it's for, Amazon really is promoting brands nowadays, right? They want to promote this brand, and this is a way to get brands name recognition out there and the products in front of shoppers in a really relevant way, right? You got brand registered sellers out there, right? So if you're a brand registered seller, you're gonna have probably a pretty focused brand, right? And you're gonna be having likely quality products, and, et cetera. So in the back end of the post program, it lists, it's kind of rudimentary right now. It just kind of lists out all the posts you can have, or all the posts that you've submitted. It'll list them out in order, whether they're approved or whether they're not approved. If they're denied, like the one David submitted.
Twice.
Don't feel bad, David. I have some that were denied as well. Like I said, just test them out. And there's 3 metrics on this the back end. It's got views or impressions, as we like to call it, clicks, and click-through rates. And those are the only 3 that they have right now as of January 25th as we're taping this. So it's a little bit, there's enough to get feedback, right? So, as David mentioned earlier on, so on one of my brands that has, it's highly interactive with audience. The audience is pretty interactive, and these results are not going to be for this, for everyone. But I've been using posts on both of my brands for about 7 weeks now, and we ran the numbers on last week, and on one of the brands it had over 1 million impressions, 1 million views in 7 weeks.
And how much did that cost?
Free, David. That was free.
It sounds almost too good to be true, and I think once Amazon gets this off the ground, it's going to be something they're going to start charging for. I mean, you look at PPC. How much would you pay for 1 million impressions on PPC? I mean, it costs you thousands.
Yeah. It's something that you're going to want to take advantage of now. Get in early and kind of exploit it, right? We find something that works and we dig in deep and take advantage of this. Amazon's opening this up. They're testing, obviously. They're testing. They want to get brands. They want to get the brands, to bring their social media over, right? It's good advertising for them. And yeah, if you're brand registered right now in the U.S., I would highly recommend to go and get involved in this. So some of the pro tips here that I kind of want to get into, what's working, what's not, as David and I were discussing earlier. Anything in your e-commerce business, you want to test. You want to test what's working, what's not. And so early on, I threw up 10, 20, so as of right now, there's no limit to how many posts you can put up. So Amazon, in their rules of posts, says, that you should post as many times on posts as you do on social media, but there's no limit. So, and I've tested up to 15 per day with no restrictions. So I don't know what the limit is, but I've tested up to 15 per day per brand, and I've not been restricted. So you want to go and put out, want to test different kinds of images, different kinds of ad copy, and what's working really, really well for us right now is lifestyle images with questions that shoppers would be wanting to answer. And that's working really, really well. And like I said, every brand's different, and you're going to want to test these. But for one of my brands, that's what's working right now. And the way we found that is we tried 5 different posts every day for a week, and we went back the following week, checked out the results, and said, okay, on this day we had 1,000 impressions and 49 clicks. So we thought, okay, this is getting some traction. Let's create a few more of these. Tested again a week later. Found out, yes, this is what's working, and then we doubled down on that.
So what have been some things that haven't been working?
Okay, so some of the things that we found that doesn't work for us is plain images. They're not lifestyle, just the product photos. Those are not working for us. Images that do not have any questions on the ad copy, or we're going into Photoshop, Canva, and we're putting kind of infographics, text, questions on the image itself, as well as the ad copy. So the ones that are not working are the images, like I said, that are just product photo images, something that's not, if it's not engaging to the shopper, they're not going to click on it. So I would suggest step up your game a little bit, put a question on there, like test out ad copy, creative.
Okay, now tell me how you'd answer this question. I am not creative. I am not good at Photoshop. That is something that is one of my weaknesses. How do I do this without those sets of skills?
Sure. Okay, so for me, I'm going to discuss two options you have. So I have a VA that is working on these for me now. I created a process, and then I handed it off to the VA, and now he's working on this. So the process is, and these are free tools, anybody can use them. So I use Canva. Go to canva.com. Canva's an online Photoshop. So you go to Canva, they have stock photos on Canva. There's also other sites where you can get stock photos. Pexels is another one. There's a lot of them out there. We'll put them in the show notes, a couple of them. So you go to Canva, you grab a stock photo, and so Canva's an online Photoshop for, I wouldn't say for dummies, but for like me. I'm not a Photoshop expert, but I'm pretty fluent in Canva. So I can take my product images, lifestyle images that I have already created from, whether it's customer submitted photos or images that I have on social media, upload them to Canva. And then another pro tip, answerthepublic.com. It's a website. If you go to the website and you type in your keyword, it's going to crawl. I don't know exactly how that works, but I believe it crawls Google, Bing, and the web, and it finds all of the questions and all of the interactions from the public, right? Answerthepublic.com is what it's called. So, and it spits out this nice sheet, and it gives you all of this information. So, if you're lacking direction on where to go to get this ad copy, this creative, what customers are asking for, go to answerthepublic.com, put in your keywords. You're going to have dozens of places to start. You can grab those, throw them in your ad copy, add them to a text overlay on your images in Canva, boom, export it, you're good to go.
I'm glad you brought both of those up because, last year, before I met you, I had tried to master Photoshop, and it's just so complex. I mean, it really, I think you need to spend a lot of time in Photoshop in order to get good at it. And I had no experience at it. I was an accountant, right? I'm fluent in Excel, but not Photoshop. And man, there were times last year where I would get so frustrated in Photoshop, I just wanted to, throw my computer in the trash can and be done with it. And you told me about Canva, and it is sweet, and it's easy. And so that, and then what's it called?
Answer the public.
And the second thing that you mentioned was Answer the Public. That you showed me. You typed in a keyword for one of my brands before we started this podcast, and that is sweet and quick and free. And so I think you dropped some real knowledge bombs here. One, on posts. Two, where to go get the content, and 3 on how to edit the images. So I think this is some great content for our listeners. And if you're listening to this and you're brand registered, go out and do this.